Hey sneak peekers, I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Grace. Welcome to the last sneak peek episode before spring break.
Right? I'm so excited to have some time off and catch some screenings at South by Southwest.
Luckily, we have Simi here to preview some of the notable films and speakers from this year's festival, which is happening both in person and virtually starting this Friday.
That followed by an After Yang review from Ryan, a segment on Nepotism Babies from Andrew, and a panel of what to watch over spring break from Hunter, Ryan, and Nick. Makes for a great show.
Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it.
Hey Grace, did you hear about Anthony Starr this weekend?
I did! The Boys actor was arrested in Spain for drunkenly assaulting a chef at a pub. Starr was in Spain shooting the new Guy Ritchie film The Interpreter and became inebriated one night out on the town.
The actor was forced to pay a large fine or be sentenced to 12 months in prison, while the 21-year-old chef whom Starr assaulted, Bathiel Arujo, was taken to the hospital for stitches above his eye.
Not a good look for someone already portraying an evil superhero. In other news, Amazon Prime has revealed that they're eyeing another graphic property to adapt into a live-action show, the video game series God of War.
God of War as a series follows the story of Spartan Kratos as he traverses worlds of both Greek and Norse mythology in a rampage against the gods of each realm.
Who do you think they'll cast as the main character, Kelsey?
I have no idea, but knowing Amazon, it's likely they'll get a big celebrity.
Speaking of adaptations, it was just announced today that Florence Pugh will be joining the cast of Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 2.
That's right. The Little Women and Midsummer actress has risen to fame very quickly and will be portraying Princess Irulan in the sequel to the Oscar-nominated film.
As Princess Irulan, Pugh will act as a new love interest for Timothée Chalamet's Paul Atreides, one who plays a critical role in the ongoing story of Dune.
Before then, we'll see Pugh become romantically entangled with none other than Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde's Don't Worry Darling this year.
I am so jealous. But anyway, here's Simi with a preview of the South by Southwest Film Festival. Take it away, Simi.
Hey sneak peekers, I'm Simi here to give you the rundown of all things South by Southwest 2022. The event kicks off this Friday, March 11th, and runs through Sunday, March 20th. This year, it'll be held via a hybrid format and both in-person and online components. For those of you who aren't familiar, South by Southwest is a yearly event right here in Austin that consists of both a conference and several festivals. This year, the conference themes are Discovering the Unscovered, Built for the Future, We're All Connected, the evolving media landscape, and the power of inclusivity. The festivals, as usual, include comedy, music, and our favorite, film. Among notable keynote and featured speakers this year are Lizzo, Sarah Bareilles, Chase Crawford, Mark Cuban, Renee Elise Goldberry, Al Roker, and Chrissy Teigen. Other celebs confirmed to be in attendance for film premieres include Pete Davidson, Anne Hathaway, Tony Hawk, Kid Cudi, Jared Leto, and Elizabeth Moss. Most recently, the festival announced that Dolly Parton will be in attendance to promote her new novel, Run, Rose, Run, alongside its companion album. She will be at ACL Live at the Moody Theater on March 18th for the event, at which fans can claim an exclusive NFT. As we discussed on our Sneak Peek red carpet earlier this season, there are tons of films premiering this year that we can't wait to see and talk about. Featured highlights include Everything Everywhere All at Once, directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, which will premiere on opening night, as well as Season 3 of FX's Atlanta, which will premiere closing night of the festival. Another favorite that has fans buzzing is The Lost City, directed by Aaron and Adam Nee, and starring incredible Hollywood names, including Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe, and Brad Pitt. After 3 long years since their last in-person festival, we are thrilled to see South by making its comeback as Travis County returns back down to stage 2 of COVID risk. The festival will require vaccination or a negative COVID test in order to pick up your badge, as well as mandatory masking in most indoor venues. We're absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity to return to the red carpet this year. So be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Sneak Peek TV for real-time updates, and tune in to our post-spring break shows for our interviews from the festival.
Hey Grace, have you gotten a chance to see After Yang yet?
No, I haven't, but I really want to. It's now showing in select theaters and on Showtime.
Exactly. Ryan got a chance to watch it this weekend and is eager to share his thoughts.
Let's hear it, Ryan.
There is no something without nothing. What's up, Sneak Peekers? My name is Ryan Schwinn, and that is just one of the many somber and beautiful lines from A24's latest release, After Yang. After Yang premiered first at the Cannes Film Festival last year and released in theaters and on Showtime this past weekend. The film stars Colin Farrell and Jodie Turner-Smith as a couple raising an adoptive daughter. In order to give her a better understanding of her Chinese heritage, they purchased a used synthetic sibling, an android that is full of facts about China's history and culture. This is Yang. But when Yang malfunctions, the family's journey to repair him gives them access to his memories, and After Yang unfolds into a low-key but intimate sci-fi drama that ponders questions of humanity, identity, and family. The first element to note here is the cast, and After Yang's ensemble really sells the story. Colin Farrell, one of the greatest indie actors of our generation, gives a wonderful performance, merging the yearning to understand his robotic son with the melancholy of knowing he might have to say goodbye to him forever. It was great being able to see him kill it in both this and The Batman this past weekend. He really is a treat in both films. Elsewhere in the ensemble, Haley Lou Richardson does well in a small but complex role. The mystery behind her character's identity drives a lot of the plot, so even if she's not in it much, her performance is very important. Perhaps the most vital performance was given by Justin H. Min, who shines as the titular Yang. Believing Yang's artificial nature but also empathizing with him is essential for the film to succeed, and he knocks it out of the park. I don't remember seeing him in anything before, but I for sure will be looking forward to what he does next. After Yang is directed and co-written by the famed video essayist Kogonada. He is a wonderful writer-director, and even though this is only his second film, I definitely think that he deserves to be more well-known than he is. His debut, 2017's Columbus, was one I missed in its initial release, but I saw it last summer and absolutely loved it. Kogonada's eye for framing both the narrative and the visuals is incredible, and while I think Columbus is better than After Yang, that doesn't mean that After Yang doesn't have lots to offer. Its low-key take on a science fiction world gives the film a wonderful atmosphere, and it looks incredible given the budgetary restraints. The visual effects are bolstered by stunning cinematography and production design that give the world a very honest and lived-in feeling to it. These elements help anchor the narrative in reality, which makes its portrait of memories and humanity that much more intimate. All that being said, because After Yang reaches for something much more ambitious, it has a tougher challenge than Columbus did in terms of selling the audience on the story with the budget available. After Yang's ambitious story pays off, but I will admit I wasn't as emotionally affected as I was by Columbus, which had me thinking for quite some time after the credits stopped rolling. I do think After Yang occasionally gets lost in itself. There's an editing choice where some of the lines are heard more than once from separate perspectives, and while I appreciated that choice and it enhanced certain scenes, in other scenes it was a little distracting. After Yang is a solid effort though, and it's a crisp hour and a half, which is always a good thing in my book. If you'd like to see it in theaters, you should, but the film is also streaming on Showtime and I watched it there without problems. All in all, I'll rate After Yang a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely recommend you check it out when you get the chance. That's all from me, and now back to the hosts.
Thanks, Brian.
Did you know that the star of After Yang, Colin Farrell, and Will Ferrell are related?
No, Grace, they're not. Their last names aren't even spelled the same.
Oh. Well, good thing we have Andrew here to tell us all of his favorite nepotism babies and famous Hollywood families.
Take it away, Andrew.
Hey Sneak Peekers, my name is Andrew Orticio. Looking at the biggest upcoming releases in film and TV, there are a surprising amount of Hollywood family trees who are killing it in the industry right now. Some might call it nepotism, because that's what it usually is, but these are some of our favorite actors and actresses with conveniently famous family members. Starting off with one of the most iconic on- and off-screen families, the Coppola clan has been starring in and producing blockbusters since the 70s. Many know of the infamous director of the Godfather franchise, Francis Ford Coppola, but it may come as a shock that he's the father of director Sofia Coppola and uncle of actors Jason Schwartzman and Nicolas Cage. Sofia Coppola directed huge films such as The Virgin Suicides, Lost in Translation, and Marie Antoinette, as well as starring in 8 films under her father's direction. Jason Schwartzman is known for working under our very own UT alumni, Wes Anderson, on many films including Fantastic Mr. Fox and Rushmore, and Nicolas Cage is, well, Nicolas Cage. Aside from producing fantastic films and even better memes, Cage is also starring in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, a film showing at South by Southwest here in Austin next week, so make sure to check it out. Another famous act of Hollywood nepotism is the father-daughter duo of Ron Howard and Bryce Dallas Howard. Bryce's acting credits include the Jurassic World franchise and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, but she has begun to follow her father's directorial footsteps, recently directing episodes of The Book of Boba Fett. Ron has been a successful director in the industry for decades now, but that doesn't mean he has any intention of slowing down. Just like Nicolas Cage, Ron also has a film showing at South by Southwest, as he is the director for documentary We Feed People, which revolves around renowned chef Jose Andres and his nonprofit World Central Kitchen. Turning to some nepotism newcomers, I've really enjoyed watching Maude Apatow and Maya Hawke live up to their namesakes. The daughter of Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann, Maude Apatow, recently gained some serious press for her role as Lexi Howard in Euphoria. Prior to this iconic performance, the eldest Apatow child acted alongside and under the direction of her parents in films like This Is 40 and Knocked Up. I'm excited to watch as she starts to branch out from her projects directly led by her parents, and I can't wait to see her in Euphoria Season 3 and the upcoming animated series Pantheon. I also can't wait to see more of Maya Hawke, the daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman, who gained massive popularity for her portrayal of Robin in Season 3 of Stranger Things. In addition to her acting work, Hawke has an active indie music career that I think really fits the vibe of her family's alternative streak. I hope that we can see more of her in Stranger Things Season 4, and I'm looking forward to her role in the next Wes Anderson film, Asteroid City. Just making this list showed me so many actors that I didn't know were related. Did you know Jonah Hill and Beanie Feldstein are siblings? Or that Barbara Streisand is Josh Brolin's stepmother? If we missed any nepotism babies or famous families, make sure to let us know at Sneak Peek TV on Instagram and Twitter. Now, back to the hosts.
Do you have any spring break?
Yes, I'm happy to be able to attend South by Southwest this year, but I know there's still a lot to watch over spring break.
For sure. Hunter, Ryan, and Nick are here to break down what they think we should all be watching over the break. Guys?
Hey, Sneak Peekers, I'm Nick Flores.
And I'm Hunter Gasway.
I'm Ryan Schwen.
We're here to tell you what kind of shows you can start watching over spring break.
Yeah, you got some time, during spring break. Let's binge some stuff, yeah.
Nice break from school. The streaming services have more than provided for us.
Yep. Yep. So, Hunter, I hear you've been watching Severance by Ben Stiller.
Oh, I've been loving Apple TV Severance, starring Adam Scott. All 8 or 9 episodes are going to be directed by Ben Stiller. And this is a really interesting concept for a show that hooked me from episode 1. It's about this program called the Severance program that this company has, where someone can choose to have a procedure done on their brain where once they get to work, they don't know what happens while they're at work. All they know is they get there at 9 a.m. and that they leave at 4. They don't know what happens while they're at work. And the person that they are at work doesn't know what happens while they're at home. So it's this dual story. It's your classic kind of puzzle box show where you're learning more as the show goes along and you don't quite know everything that's going on, but it's fantastically directed by Ben Stiller. The shots are great and it's very eerie. The score also just sets the mood great, and Adam Scott just works in these workplace style shows. He just looks like he belongs in an office, and he plays a good everyman. And Patricia Arquette is also really great on this show, as well as another Batman person being in the show, John Turturro, doing a great job.
He just looks like he belongs in an office.
He does. Parks and Rec, Walter Mitty. He just looks great there.
Yeah.
Is that Apple TV, right?
It's on Apple TV, and they dropped the first 3 last week, and now it's going to be a weekly show for the next few weeks. So I'd say get on it, because this could be big. I think this is on the peak of breaking.
Nice.
No, yeah, I loved Walter Mitty when it came out, and I loved Ben Stiller's direction and his cooperation with Adam Scott. I was looking forward to something like another collaboration with those two, so I'm happy to see that when I found out that there was a show with Adam Scott, and then I found out, it's directed by Ben Stiller too. That's a great combination right there.
Great pair.
Yeah. And Ryan, you've been watching Abbott Elementary, right, on ABC?
Yes, ABC, and it streams on Hulu.
Okay.
I do not watch it on cable. I know many people do, and I think that's awesome because they do live Twitter parties while they're watching it, while it's airing, which I think is awesome. But yes, Abbott Elementary on ABC and Hulu. It's an awesome show. It's a mockumentary style, like something like The Office or Parks and Rec, but I feel like that market is really saturated right now. All these companies, all these studios keep just throwing a bunch out there. But I will say Abbott Elementary is one that really sticks out to me. It's got an incredible cast. Quinta Brunson is the creator and star of it. She's incredible. Awesome. She's so funny. And yeah, it's just got an incredible cast. The writing every week is just really funny. And it's not something that I feel like it is a very great show in terms of like, it's great that you can just like sit back and watch it and not have to like think about like so many different plot lines happening at once, like something like a longer show. I just think it's a great show. It's a nice little evening activity.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's got great cast, like I said.
I mean, I love to joke about network TV dying as much as anybody else does, but it's fun to see them have some breakout hits.
Yeah, Abbott Elementary has had ABC's highest numbers, I think, since Modern Family.
Wow.
It's been a huge hit so far, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I think it has the potential to really, really go far.
Yeah, that's nice. I like seeing that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a mockumentary style show, to be honest, like that was ongoing. I know Superstore, can't remember if it ended recently or not. I did rewatch Modern Family very recently because I remember watching that show with my parents on ABC every week, and it was a really fun show. But it's been a while since I've seen a show like The Office and Parks and Rec, because those came out like years ago,
Yeah.
ending in like 2015 or so. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see that there's another one that's been doing pretty well on television.
Abbott Elementary specifically, I think, because it takes it away from a traditional workplace.
Yeah.
I feel like so many of them just like kind of copy the same formula, like The Office and Parks and Rec. And so it feels very samey, but Abbott Elementary is about elementary school teachers in underfunded districts. And so it really adds in that extra layer of not only like some like base level sociopolitical commentary, but also like you have kids doing like,
Stupid kid thing.
yeah, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great show. Everyone should check it out. It's Tuesdays on ABC, Wednesdays on Hulu.
Okay, this is definitely, both of those shows, Severance and Abbott Elementary, I definitely want to check out. And you've been watching Dropout as well, right?
Yes, The Dropout on Hulu. I like that we're covering a nice kind of broad spectrum of shows, and The Dropout on Hulu is something that I was intrigued about. I roughly knew a lot of the points of the story of Elizabeth Holmes, which is the true story. And I like these kind of true crime shows about biopic type things, but I was not expecting how much I was going to enjoy The Dropout. Amanda Seyfried playing Elizabeth Holmes is one of the best TV acting performances I've seen since the session ended. I mean, it is truly fantastic work. She copies the cadence of Elizabeth Holmes' voice, but also makes it to where it's not just her playing a caricature. She plays an emotional depth in the character that's just really incredible to see. And like, this is an awful person. Like, we know where this story is going, but she still makes you care about her, but not in a way that feels like it's portraying what's true. And I think it's a really delicate balance. It definitely has some shades of like Mark Zuckerberg and The Social Network, and I think the directing is also there to like back it up. It's been really impressive. All It's Dropped is another one with the first 3 episodes dropping on Hulu, and it's been a lot of fun to watch through, and it's got a great, supporting cast, and the people that they show that are coming later in the season are also great. I mean, later in the season, the commercial showed Alan Ruck from Secession, and then right now we already have William H. Macy.
Oh, wow.
And,
That's good.
I mean, just tons of people. Dylan Mintz from 13 Reasons Why is coming.
Cool.
And
Interesting.
so, I mean, they've got just like a broad spectrum of some really talented actors, and I would recommend it, even if this is not typically the kind of show that you're into. It's been really impressing me.
Have you seen anything about The Dropout as well, Ryan?
I've been seeing a lot of clips of Amanda Seyfried, and she's an actress that I really love, obviously for her comedic talents like Mean Girls and Mamma Mia and stuff like that. But really recently she's been doing some incredible dramatic work. She was great in First Reformed, the film with Paul Schrader directing and writing. She's just had and Mank as well. Like, obviously we have mixed feelings on Mank, but she was very good in it. And I think she's had a really great streak recently, showing that she has talents not only as a comedic actress, but also as a dramatic one. I haven't checked it out yet, but I really want to, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely have been like really impressed by her dramatic performances lately, and I think this is just like her like best role yet. And I really expect her to get a lot of Emmy attention come later this year, because she more than deserves it, and I can only tell that the rest of the show is going to give her more material to keep going on.
Do you think after this they could start like casting her as like full dramatic actress in like big budget films?
I would say that this is her making her best case possible. I mean, if this is not the role that starts getting her cast as leads in dramatic features, I don't know what will be. This performance is that good. And I don't know the name of the actor. I am blanking right now, but the actor who plays Sonny in the show, who is a sort of love interest for Elizabeth, that's also a benefactor in the company. He plays an extremely complex character, and the actor that they have portraying him is fantastic and strikes that perfect balance of kind of likable, kind of weird, and like it's extremely difficult tightrope walk that he's doing, and he's pulling it off fantastic.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I have not been keeping up with a lot of like recent shows. For me, I've been spending my time watching Bob's Burgers. The animated show started a while back. I think it's on season 12 coming up. I believe so. But they also have a movie coming out in May on Memorial Day. So that's kind of why I started to get back into Bob's Burgers, because I remember watching the first couple of seasons and then I lost my Netflix, so I couldn't watch it anymore, but now it's on Hulu. And it was one of the funniest animated shows that I've ever seen. And I always see clips of it on TikTok. I've seen people, talking about it and everything. So I just wanted to get back into it, maybe finish the series so far until, the movie comes out, because it's such a hilarious show. And these adult animated shows, some of them are not always the funniest, to be honest, but Bob's Burgers is one of the better ones.
Yeah, it's one that I watched a while back, but definitely want to revisit, especially with the movie coming out.
Yeah. I mean, there was just so much stuff we didn't even get to. Like Winning Time's premiere was great. I'm loving the new season of Miss Maisel. It's
The Boys animated show.
The Boys Diabolical was
Diabolical.
fun if you like The Boys, and there's so much good stuff.
All right, well, that's going to be it for us sneak peekers. I'm Nick.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Ryan. Now we're going to go back to the hosts.
Thanks, guys.
That's it from us tonight, but make sure to tune in each week at 7:30 to catch the latest in entertainment news.
I'm Kelsey Leffingwell.
And I'm Grace Corendi.
See you next week, sneak peekers.